my name is Elizabeth Russell. This is my informative speech on rock climbing. Today I'll be talking to you about the basics of rock climbing. You can go very detailed into the equipment, the belaying, and the types of climbing that you can do. But today I'm just going to talk to you about the basics so that if you ever went rock climbing for the first time, you kind of know what to expect. The first thing is your equipment. Most of your equipment will be provided for you or rented to you, but you will be needing to bring your own clothes. I suggest something loose fitting and athletic. You'll be renting shoes. Rock climbing shoes are very different from other shoes. They're kind of pointed, and there's 3 different types. There's the slipper, which is most likely what you'll start out with as a beginner and be rented to you. But there's also the low shoelace, which is in the middle, and the high shoelace, which is on the far end. The high shoelace, the only difference is that it provides more ankle support. Next equipment that you will encounter is your helmet and harness. These are protection for you to lessen body impact when you fall, which you will fall at some point. They're to be worn snugly with little to no wiggle room. It doesn't have to be super tight, but you don't want a whole lot of slack. The next type of equipment that you will encounter are carabiners and ropes. As a beginner, you don't really have to know much about these. Many different types of carabiners, many different types of ropes, and different knot stylings for the ropes and different purposes. But you will have to have them. They are super important for safety and for belaying. But there's definitely many types. It goes very into detail, but you will not have to know these as a beginner. And I mentioned belaying. That is our next topic. Belaying is the concept and style of what is going to be holding you up in the air. And you will have a belayer, which is your partner, who will be controlling your rope system, helping you, guide you up the wall, braking for you if you fall, and lowering you down when you're ready to descend. They will have a device sort of like this one. It works off of friction, which will, the way that it comes up and the way that they pull down will be able to either let you have more rope or less rope as you come down and go up. Communication with your belayer is key in climbing for safety purposes, but also it just makes your climbing a whole lot easier. You will go through a lot of systems of double checks, which are kind of all listed here. Long-winded explanations of what they are. But basically they are call outs to your partner to let them know what you're doing and what they're doing, and to make sure that all of your equipment is functioning properly and set up properly before you climb and after you climb. Next we're going to talk about is the types of climbs that you could possibly go on. As a beginner, you will most likely, and what I've been talking about and referring to previously, is top roping. That is a system where you are connected from your harness to the top of your climb, and the rope comes back down to your belayer. It's probably the most simplest version of climbing. The next type of climbing is bouldering. You don't necessarily start out on the beginners, but if you go to any of the gyms, you're allowed to boulder. but it's really, you can only go as high as you can climb, so I think that's probably the reason that they don't really care as much. But you are basically free climbing. They're very low climbs or short climbs. You can climb to the top, and they normally have a ladder for you to come back down. You do have the risk of falling on the mat without having anything to catch you, but it does allow for a sense of adventure. And then the last, which is for more professional, experienced people, which is lead climbing. Lead climbing, you will go up the wall or up your climb, and you are your own belayer. You slowly will continue to attach yourself as you go up. You can kind of see in this picture where she has attachments as she's gone up. They'll have a clip on the back of their belt that has multiple attachments, so they can grab one, clip themselves in, clip the rope in, and continue on up. And then you will be your own belayer on the way down. In conclusion, there are many technical things about climbing, and it can seem very scary when you first start, but it is super fun and worth the try and adventure. Learning about these parts and being prepared will make your climb more exciting and more fun and more successful when you get done with your climbing. If you already kind of know what your equipment's going to be, definitely about belaying and the types of climbs that you might encounter as you are going on your adventure. And I hope that at some point you will take the time to try, and I hope it's exciting and you will have a successful climb.